This is Shyam Uthaman from TeachMeHANA.com, and today we learn the SAP HANA web-based development workbench. Today we learn SAP HANA web-based development workbench. Quite a long name, but it's something that's catching on. SAP is looking towards that as the new development environment. You might already know SAP HANA Studio, you might be working on that, or you might be looking to work on it. You might have seen it on SAP's own websites or any other websites like mine. So the point is, you know HANA Studio, at least you've seen it once, I hope so. You know what it looks like. If you don't, you just have a look at the screen. This is what it looks like. So you had different folders, catalogs for grouping data from the source. You had tables here, provisioning to configure smart data access-based virtual tables and other stuff. Content where you had these packages. Security where you had your security stuff, your users, your roles, and all the things. So this SAP HANA Studio, as you all know, probably don't, was built on the Eclipse environment. This was basically a modification to the Eclipse software with a SAP HANA add-on. So now, as you see, you had different folders here, as I just said, catalogs, provisioning, security, and you could do all the developments that you wanted to do in these different folders, right? You had these packages, sub packages, and all those stuff. So if I wanted to create a new package, I would usually go to the content folder. I would just right click here and then create my own package and do my own HANA developments there, or I would reuse the project package that has been created by someone to do my own developments. Okay, so now in 2017, I think even before this, um, most projects have started catching on, and even in 2016 or before, people have started moving from an Eclipse or HANA Studio based development environment to a web based development environment. Okay, for this you have something called as SAP HANA web based development workbench. It's quite a long name. um, so so you don't need a software anymore to access HANA. You just need a web browser. For example, here I have my SAP HANA hostname and a port number here, and after that I just put slash HANA, slash SAP slash HANA slash IDE. So whatever your hostname and your port number is, put it there, and in your browser add on slash SAP slash HANA slash IDE. Okay, that is the standard path to reach the SAP HANA web-based development workbench. So you may or may not get the security error. Just click on continue to this website. You might be prompted for a username and password. I was already logged in, so it did not. But if you do, just enter in your login details. Now, what you see here is 4 different categories. You have the editor, you have the catalog, you have the security, and you have the traces. So think back, let's take a step back to the HANA Studio. What did we have there exactly? We had the administration perspective, where the administrators could do their traces, monitor the health of the system and stuff. We had our security folder where the SAP security guys or the admin guys could go and create their users, the roles, and all that kind of stuff. Plus we had our catalog where we had our schemas, cables from the source system, and much other stuff. And then we had our content folder where we grouped all our packages, and under those packages we had our views, calculation views, analytical views, and all that good stuff. Okay, so you might be familiar with all of this from here, content, but this might be a bit new to you. So because not many projects have started using this yet, but this is the recommended approach as of right now. Okay, why? Let's look at that. So again, each of these different options that you see here are basically the major things that any admin or a developer or a security guide would need to do their work. Okay, so the editor is where you create your views and edit them, do whatever you want to do there, your calculation views and the other good stuff. So this is basically the same as your content folder that you had in HANA Studio. Now catalog is the same as your catalog. You have your schemas and all those things under the catalog. Your security goes under the security section, and the admin persons can run their traces under the traces section. Okay, so instead of having one unified environment, you have four different options here. So let's have a look at the catalog section. So I just have to click on catalog. It will open up a new page. Okay, let's enter our username and password. So this might take a while to open up. Meanwhile, let me also start the other link, the editor link as well. It will open up in its own page as well. So let's go back to the first one, the catalog. So if you see this, I have the catalog and the provisioning folder here. So in my HANA Studio, I had catalog, I had provisioning, I had content, I had security. Now catalog and provisioning go into one unified page. So if I see catalog, I see all the schemas that I had in my HANA Studio as well. So now to view this all, I do not have to install HANA Studio on my system. Okay, even though I have HANA Studio on my system, it doesn't mean that I needed that to come here. So this makes my development independent of my software rather than my system. So I don't have to worry if my laptop can support enough RAM or anything to run that HANA Studio. In 2017, I don't think it's no more. It's not a question of RAM anymore. But the point is, I don't want another software in my system, right? Uh, you all know HANA Studio can be messy at times. It can throw all kind of bugs here and there. So SAP came up with this beautiful thought that let's make everything web-based, like they have some of their reporting tools like web intelligence and crystal reports on web. So a similar thought process here. You have everything that you could do in your HANA Studio, the SQL editors and all of the other good stuff in a web-based editor instead. So I have my catalog. I had opened up the editor tab as well. This is the same thing as your content in your HANA Studio. So if you see here, if I go to the editor, I see the same packages. So I can create my own package also. So if you see, I can right click on the content folder, click new, and I select package. Let's create a new package for ourselves. So TeachMeHANA is my package name. I will give it the same name as the technical name. Responsible is me, and I'll just give it a language as English. Press the create button and you have a package there. Okay, so if I come back here and refresh my content folder in my HANA Studio as well, I see that this got created. So it's all connected to a common server, so everything will be synced up. But to do this, I do not have to install a HANA Studio software on my system. I just had to go to the link. Okay. So again, security guys would have the security folder, and the traces are for the administrators to run their traces. So if you see this, the security folder is the same as security folder here. It has users, it has roles, and if you expand this, you will see the users and the roles under it. Okay, the same concept, the security guys can come here, edit roles, make their own custom users and roles and all those things. Plus here you have the trace files for whatever activities are going on in the system. So you have different things that you can do here. Again, part of the administrative task. The developers would usually restrict themselves to the editor and the catalog. So because that's all they need. Earlier in HANA Studio, a developer usually only needed the catalog and the content tab plus the provisioning tab if you had these virtual tables also coming in. So that's all you need, and because of that you only need the editor and catalog here because that has everything you need. Plus, as you see here, the different perspectives are not here. There's only one link. You don't have to switch between different perspectives. Like you had the development perspective there. You don't have different perspectives here. Um, so for native HANA development, you can come here, work on this, and many projects are treating this as a best practice for now. Um, one more good thing here is that you don't see any option to create obsolete objects. If you right click on a package and you see here, you have a very restricted list of things you can do here. You can create a calculation view, you can create a analytic privilege and all that stuff, but you will not see an option to create an analytic view or an attribute view. Okay, those things are obsolete. Since it's been a while since they've been obsolete. But if you right click here and you click on new, you still see those old objects there. Okay, so there are people who still don't realize that these are obsolete. So this using the web ID helps you restrict yourself to whatever objects are relevant in the HANA space as of today. Okay, that is why the web ID is so good. Again, it's not perfect. I personally prefer the HANA Studio when I'm doing some complex developments and stuff, because it's sometimes in a web-based editor it becomes a bit of a pain sometimes to drag and drop things, but it's not perfect, but it's really good. I tend to sway towards the HANA Studio, but I also have started to push towards using the web ID a bit more because this is the future of everything. Okay, for even the old BW softwares, which the BW applications which have been upgraded to BW4 HANA, they the BW4 HANA in its later versions is also planned to go on a web-based editor like this. Okay, so everything will go on to a web-based editor in the future, and this will also evolve into better things. And this is already really good and stable. So I would advise you all to start using the web-based development workbench instead of the HANA Studio. And I would also try to do all my developments on the web-based development workbench in the future. Okay, so all my videos, every object that I create from now on, I'll try to stick to the web-based development workbench so that we use everything that is latest, right? So that is the latest fad today in SAP HANA. Now you know something new, and thank you for watching this video. Share, like, and subscribe so that I create more of these things. Thank you.